Okay guys, I'm going to show you a few cool techniques with a flint and steel kit that you may have never heard of before. It's called the candle charring technique. A lot of the times back in the early 17th, 16th, all the way into the 1500s, they did this technique with a candle, and they're little, like, I'll show you an example of their candlestick smothering pouches. This is how chambermaids would have smothered cloth, smothered punkwood, and smothered linen sacks, or, you know, burlap sack, little strips of burlap sack for their candlestick smothering tins. And I'm going to show you how they did it with just the candle back in the old times with their candlestick smothering tins that they would put a little tiny candle on to renew the resources for their flint and steel candlestick smothering tins. Also, that's missing from this video, I don't have, is sulfur matches. They would have been in these smothering tins to light the candles after they lit a piece of the charred material up and blew it to flame on the sulfur match. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay guys, we're gonna get into the video. Okay guys, welcome back. We're doing another video for you guys on a few methods of charring other things than just punk wood and maybe char cloth with a weeping technique. I've showed you before in the past how to do the smothering technique, how the old cowboys and the old mountaineermen smothered punk wood, and they would use all natural materials to smother as well. I'm going to show you a unique little trick. If you got a campfire going, which we don't, we have a candle instead. It's been lit, so we can do this process, and you may need some big ass tweezers or some bushcraft made tongs. It's easy to do that. You could just take a small long stick about, I don't know, 2 or 3 foot long, split it in half, shave down the ends, the tips to make tongs, and then, you know, put a notch in the back and put a stick in between the notch and wrap the back end of it and the front of it, the back end of it with a some jute twine, and make yourself some fire tongs. But we're not we're not doing that, so we're going to do a quick and easy video instead. Now, you will need your flint and steel kit after you make a fire, and you want to get a fire going, like a craft type of fire, a really small fire going with your flint and steel before you do this. And once you do that, remove all the contents from your flint and steel already. You will need this, because I'm going to show you a little cool trick about this. Remove all your charred material as well. You don't want to catch that on fire while you're doing this as well. And you know, remove all that. And what you want to do is, we got 2 different types of cordage that we're going to use for this. We're going to use some of the jute cordage. You want to use jute cordage for this, or cotton rope, or you know, something along that line to do this. Now, you want to first grab your jute or your cotton rope. You can get cotton rope. Cotton rope works really well, and I would recommend doing that with it. It's taking the end of your jute and getting it, catch it on fire on the candle or in the fire itself. Catch that jute on fire and grab it. Take your tin and try to close it up on it to smother it, basically, to smother it out like that. And what that'll do is it'll smother the tip of that, and you can cut this off and use it and keep doing that process over and over and over again. You could do it with your jute twine right here. Okay, after you got that done, you could open it up. Okay, you open your tin up now, and you have this piece right here charred. Well, what that does is you take it and put it on your flint and steel kit, and basically catch an ember on it, and there you go. It's caught an ember. So you can basically see that? It's caught an ember, and it's smoking now again. And all you got to do to put that out, after you make a tinder bundle, you can put that in your tinder bundle and blow it to flame, and you can char the tips of either cotton rope, jute twine, or cotton as well. And all you got to do to put it out is just close your tin on it, and then reopen your tin whenever you want to reuse it again and again and again and again. This saves you from having to you can do it with the tip of cotton cordage, like this piece of cotton right here. We're going to get it in the fire as well. You can do it with cotton as well. While you got a candle going, and just take that cotton, get the tip on fire, blow it out, stick it in your tin, and let it smother out of control. Once it smothers out, you can, you know, basically relight the tip of this over and over and over again if you need to. If you want to make, you know, if this is cotton cordage, you could do that as well. It's probably better to do it with cotton cordage. But by doing this, you don't have to put a hole in your tin or anything like that. And you basically smother this tip out. And I think it's smothered. Yeah, it's smothered now. But you may want to let it sit a little longer, but for time constraints purposes, we're gonna do this real quick and show you after we smothered the tip of this piece of cotton, that'll catch a spark from your flint and steel kit as well. And there you go. As easy as that. It caught a flame from being charred. It almost did. There it goes. Well, it should in theory, but it's catching, but it's not catching. Maybe I should char it a little bit more, but usually it works. I think it needs a little bit more charring, but you get where I'm going at with this. It does work with the jute as well. It will do it on the jute as well, so we're going to do a little bit better smothering with this. Okay, we're going to let it catch fire a little bit better, and then we're going to smother it. Okay, we're going to do a little bit better job, guys. I'm sorry, this is a longer video than I wanted to do. But, you know, let it smother for a while. It's still getting hot in here as well, because when you do the smothering process, your tin will get hot. So you can smother the tips of cloth. You can smother the tips of punk wood and stick them in here as well to do this process, to smother things instead of having to poke a hole in here and just setting in your fire. But you can do it either way. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can smother the tips of this stuff in order for it to work right. It takes a couple minutes to get it charred, but it should char now. And we'll try to light it again. And there it goes. See, we got a better one this time. We got the ember. I had it charred a little bit better to get that tip to char just right. And there you guys go. It's charred this time, and it worked. So by charring the tip of cloth and stuff like that in a fire, you don't necessarily have to put a hole in your weeping tin to put it in the fire with cloth in it. You could just char the tips with these little, cut them in little strips, char the tips, and stick them in here. Then putting a hole in your tin and sticking it in the fire and burning off the paint off your tin and all that stuff. This is another method that you guys can do, either with jute twine, cotton rope, punk wood, and etc. for your flint and steel kits, guys. I hope you like this video on charring the tips of cloth. You can do this with cotton cordage, which is really thick stuff for oil lamps. You could do it with this. You could do it with blue jean pants. You could do it with old dish rags and stuff like that as well. Hope you like this video. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. And tell me what you think on these tips and tricks for your flint and steel kits in the field. Peace out, everybody.